of breaking the spell, in other words. The great French linguist Émile Benveniste reminds us that the Latin pronoun self, as in the case as well in all its modern derived form, carries within an ancient Indo-European root from which the Latin words sus and sorrow and the Greek ethos and ethos are derived, meaning relation and ally. From this, Benveniste infers that root is the origin of two distinct semantic lines. The first referring to the individual and private self, expressed by idios, what belongs to the same self, and the second to a larger circle in which more subjects are brought into relation, one with the other. From here, the terms etairos and sodalis, both expressive of a communitarian connection, something that is in common to these that are characterized as such, as precisely happens with the munus of the communitas. From here, then we have two complex relations between the self, which is reflective, and the same self of the same self, and the self which means distinction and difference, like the Latin term self. This demonstrates that at the origin of what we refer to as the self, there is precisely a knot that cannot be undone, of unity and difference, of identity and otherness. Without privileging in any way these etymologies, perhaps in the depths of our linguistic tradition, we can find the keys for inverting, as Foucault said, the line of the present, to free up in the actuality of the present history another possibility, even if it is one that has never yet been experienced. Thank you.
We will now entertain questions. Questions? I think there's one.
Okay. Thank you. So I'm wondering, you say that we haven't explored that in the Western tradition there's a possibility for unity and difference. I think you referred to Heraclitus, perhaps. Is that correct?
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe I got the pronunciation
No,
wrong.
that's right.
Anyways, so I'm wondering, is it possible, however, that it was in agonism, in the idea of like a political agonism, there was an attempt to try to unite people in difference, and it was precisely in response to that, to the difficulties of agonism, that an immunitarian logic developed, and a globalization, and such things.
Sì. Sì. Secondo lui non abbiamo capito fino in fondo la possibilità nella tradizione dell'Occidente, la possibilità dell'unità differenza, per cui la sua domanda è: non si può trovare nell'agonismo politico un tentativo di mettere insieme differenza e unità che potrebbe essere legato alla logica unitaria di cui parli tu, e che legato viene anche alla globalizzazione. Quindi qual è il rapporto più o meno tra questa logica unitaria e questo senso nell'Occidente di un agonismo politico?
Ma grazie. Nel mio lavoro io ho cercato di guardare la logica dell'immunità in una maniera capovolta rispetto al modo in cui l'immunità è stata sempre considerata. Anche dal punto di vista medico-biologico, il nostro sistema immunitario può essere rappresentato in due modi differenti, o come una barriera di difesa e di attacco contro gli agenti esterni, oppure come un filtro di relazione che ci mette in rapporto con l'ambiente. Fermo?
Sì. So thank you. In my work, I've tried to look at an immunitary logic in a way that is kind of reversed or turned inside out. And I've done that by considering the immunitary system from a medical point of view. In that sense, that the immunitary system could be seen in two ways. Both as a barrier, a defense, as a way of an attacking of the outside, but also as a way of interrelating with the outside.
Sì, come tutti sappiamo, il nostro sistema immunitario oggi consente i trapianti d'organo e consente soprattutto quello straordinario fatto che è la gravidanza nelle donne. La gravidanza nelle donne è consentita proprio dal loro sistema immunitario, che è capace di non respingere in corpo estraneo il feto, ma di custodirlo al contrario. Ecco, se in questo caso la politica potesse ispirarsi alla logica della vita, e allora potremmo immaginare un rapporto diverso tra unità e differenza nel mondo.
So as you know, our immunitary system today allows us to have transplants. And also and in addition to that, there's also the really extraordinary fact of pregnancy in women. Thanks to the immunitary system in women during pregnancy that doesn't reject the fetus, but also protects it as kind of a custodian of it. In this sense, the political could aspire to this logic of life. If it could do that, then we could begin to imagine a different relation between unity and difference in the world.
Un ultimo punto. Naturalmente, non potendo parlare inglese, sono costretto a ridurre al minimo le mie risposte, ma l'idea di una biopolitica affermativa nasce proprio da questa idea che non sia sempre la politica a dover modellare la vita, ma che possa a volte essere anche la vita intesa come sistema biologico a costituire un punto di rovesciamento dell'agire politico.
Puoi ripetere l'ultimo pezzo?
Sì.
Come sistema biologico?
Tutti quanti immaginiamo che la politica debba cambiare la vita. Possiamo anche immaginare il contrario, che cioè la logica della vita, intesa nel suo senso più ampio, possa costituire un esempio per trasformare la politica. È una tradizione molto presente al professor Montague, tra Candiena, Macheret, no? Questo giocare la vita in questo modo.
So, one final point. Since I'm not speaking in English, I'm trying to reduce my answers really in a compact fashion. The idea of biopolitical and affirmative biopolitics is born from this idea, not that the political is only about modulating life, but can also sometimes, and here we understand life as a biological system, could be a way of being a custodian of it. We imagine that the political can change life, but we can also imagine an opposite or contrary of that. That the logic of life, understood in a larger sense, could provide an example of how to change life. And here he cites
change of politics.
a change of politics.